welcome back. This is Annette Green with Elizabeth Craft Designs, working in my planner. This is my memory keeping planner, my weekly series 2023, where I do one page per week of my life in 2023. So we are all the way up here on week 15. If you have been following me, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. I do have a playlist of every week if you want to go back and check that out. It's called Week by Week. And today we are going to talk about week 15 being all about the guys. And I have to say, you gotta watch this one all the way to the end, and that's all I'll say. The guys, my husband and his college buddy Steven and a couple of buddies down in Florida, they all got together for this big annual hockey tournament, the USA Hockey Adult National Championship in Tampa, Florida. So that's what the page is going to be about today, but I wanted to do a little talk about photo issues. So in my videos I usually share some sort of tip like this, and so this one has not come up yet, which is great. I want to cover this. So we have this great picture of my husband and his friend Steve, and I took this shot, and it was in the early evening where it was very bright and sunny in the background. As you can see, it's almost completely washed out in some places because I tried to overall lighten the photo. But when I did that, just everything got blasted out back here, and the guys still aren't bright enough for me. Okay, so there's something you can do about that. I don't want to get super technical because I know a lot of us are not that handy with our photo editing software, but there is a way where you can isolate just your subject matter and lighten that up as well, and not lighten up anything else. I tried that. It still didn't work. I couldn't get any of this value back in the background to come darker. It still was really blown out, and then it just didn't work. So there is always the alternative to lighten up your subject matter as much as you need to without isolating anything else, just the whole photo, and then actually cutting around the guys. This is maybe a little reminiscent of early scrapbooking days way back when we used to do things like this, and people might feel like, oh, that's kind of tacky, but I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to show you how. But this is what I have done. I lightened up the guys nice, got their faces nice and bright, and then I cut them out with just fussy cutting scissors. But what you don't want to do then is just plop it on the page, because then it does look a little bit funny. And I want these guys to go down here because I see that the sleeves are, squared off over here on the left and the right and across the bottom. So that means that they have to go here, and of course I size them for the width of the page. So what I want to do is get something in that background, but not like just a solid color. So I grabbed this old die. This is from, great background set, from Planner Patterns 1610. You can see there it is there, and then there's this one with numbers, which I did start with that one. I thought that might be a good one and then changed my mind. It's pretty cool, cut in black. And then there's this one with a bunch of letters, also great. But this one is nice and big, see? And I got to thinking how I could fill back in some of those spaces. And by choosing the color that I chose, it was based, of course, on the photos. So this is the only other photo that's going to be in here, and you can see the bright green jerseys and shirts there that the guys were wearing. So that's going to be my background color, which is nice behind these guys because they're wearing blues. So I think I'm going to do 2 of those and probably just kind of either join them or just have them run up and down the page like so. And then what I did is I took that same die and some different colors, and you can see all the inner pieces here, right? I've got some different colors that are also occurring in the photos. So, of course, I had to die cut the shape again, not the whole thing necessarily. And so there's the pile of the blue that I cut out there, and of course Paul's shirt has that little bit of a burgundy color, so I cut out a burgundy one, and so there's all those pieces, and then a light green and that same medium green that came out of here. I kept some of those. I don't know if I'll put those back in or not, but I do have 3 different colors, and I'm not going to fill back in every space. So I'm going to take some time to do that. That's a little fussy, will take a little bit of time. So I'll get that done and on here, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. All right, I'm moving right along, and before I go to too much trouble up in here, I'm going to lay I do have these guys in place. I'm going to lay my other photo and other elements in place. You saw this already. This is that same number set that I have been using week by week, and that is the stitched letters and numbers set. So I've got that ready to go. I've already journaled it, and I think it's going to go up here, and the guys are going to go here. I've got another little tag that identifies the buddies in the photo here. Probably will go there, and then I've got a little hockey guy that I used off my Cricut. Downloaded just a little silhouette of a hockey guy. I think he's going to go around there. I die cut a little tag from the general file folder set 1. Has all these goodies in it. I just die cut it in black, and then I wrote with a white pen, friends since college, so that's probably going to go down there. So now I know how many more of these little spaces I have to fill if that's my plan. So I think what I'll do is get these tacked down here and then just kind of fill in and come back and show you it finished. Okay, that is it. The page is done. I think this detracts nicely from having to cut out the guys and eliminate the bad background. It's kind of a fun little treatment back there. And I added the little friend since college at the bottom. It's all layered up and ready to go into my journal. So I thank you for joining me. Stay tuned to the end though, because we do have a little something for you. This is week 15. That's something to remember. Next week is week 16. Just remember that when you see what comes next.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Stephen. Paul's friend and Annette's friend. Thank you for watching week 15. See you next week.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Stephen. And thank you very much for joining Annette in week 14. See you next week.
Hi. Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Stephen, Paul's friend and Annette's friend. You see Annette every week on our video channel. Well, thank you for joining us in week 14. See you next week, week 15.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Stephen, Paul's friend and Annette's friend. I'd like to thank you for joining week 16. Looking forward to meeting you next week.
Oh, wait, are you going to do that?
Am I ready? Ready for the filming? Come on in here, Polly.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Stephen, Paul and Annette's friend. I'd like to thank you for joining Annette in her weekly podcast. Whatever the
Hello, I'm Paul.
And I'm Stephen. And we'd like to thank you for meeting Annette's week 85.